I'm Myke Shrews,
And I'm Tivis,
and you're listening to
the Munster Cast.
episode 93. Yeah. Welcome back, everybody, to the Munster Cast, the podcast where we watch and talk about the monsters and monsters adjacent. I'm, of course, your host, Myke Shrews, here with my co-host and friend Tivis. So, Tivis, please stop the clacking and tell the world how you been, dude.
I will clack away as I want. I've been good. Doctor Who's better again. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I hated that one.
All right, guys. Oh, crap. This is going to be a tired episode, just so everybody knows.
Myke didn't sleep again.
I didn't sleep one freaking minute, bro. Just laid in bed a lot. Yep. All right. Let's get into this real quick. All the dirty business. You can find the Munster Cast on Facebook and Instagram via the Munster Cast. I believe we still are on Twitter. It's mostly bot stuff though that is running that for us, guys. You can also find us on YouTube at youtube.com/@TheMunsterCast and see our pretty ugly faces every Munster Monday. If you guys want to, you can swing on over to TheMunsterCast.com. That's www.TheMunsterCast.com. Over there, you can find all of our content in one spot. Very easy, very functional. And on the website there, there is a little microphone icon on the right-hand side of the screen. You can click that, leave us a voice message. If you want it played, let us know at the very end. We can play it on air for you guys as well too. Let us know like what you think of the show, or what you think of the Munsters, or what you think of Munster news that's been coming out, all that fun stuff, guys. Definitely do that. While you're over there at themunstercast.com, you can also click on the store tab, or just go over to themunstercast.com/merch and get yourself an awesome Munsters shirt made specifically for you guys out there, the MunsterCast fans and Munster fans in general. So definitely take advantage of that while some of those designs are still out there, guys, and we will have more coming as time goes on. You can also go over to email us at themunstercast@outlook.com, and you can email us all your questions, thoughts, whatever Munster related or Munster Cast related topics, and yeah, let us know what you think, man. If it's something cool, something good, we'll read it out onto the air. Or if you want to be anonymous, we can definitely do that as well. We won't put your name out unless you tell us we can put your name out. You can also do the same thing through social media, guys. Let us know anything that you want via social media. We do get voice messages and chats and stuff all the time through Instagram, so definitely take advantage of social media as well. So it's one of those things that we both respond to pretty fast. All right, Tivis, what we got?
Well, I think you should go get some coffee, but we also have a Patreon, which is basically just a tip jar. If you got any money, you wouldn't miss if it fell out of your pocket. You want to throw it our way, we more than appreciate it, but we understand there's a lot of problems going on across the world with economies, so whatever. But if you do it, we give the bonus of joining our Discord, where you get to chat directly with us and other Munster fans who may not be so picky about what they like. So I'll be honest, I regret joining this TV group on Facebook. I really do. I hate most of the people in it. And but yeah, that helps us keep the lights on, keeps this our production going, stuff like that's nice. And you get access to the Munsters Today show to watch along with us that Myke puts up like the week before we talk about it.
Yeah. Yep.
So Universal, for the love of God, make this easier on people, please, because We're trying very hard not to step on their toes so they get mad at us, but it's not leaving us a lot of options.
Yeah.
Anyway, what helps the show more than anything is telling a friend, leaving a review, commenting on anything, all that stuff builds up the engagement, pushes our show to the top of the charts. Uh, Not really the top, but higher up so people can find it.
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, like,
Depends on the genre of the chart. Yeah, definitely.
yeah. But word of mouth is so big, and we've gotten so many listeners because other people have talked about us, whether on Reddit or on the Facebook groups, or just telling people in person. So thank you, each and every one of you who have done that, and for those who have joined from that way, we're so happy you would have. Like, it's awesome to see so many people enthusiastic about this family.
Yeah, definitely, guys. We appreciate every single one of you guys that does do any of the comments, that does join the Patreon, everything like
Mhm.
that. Yeah, definitely, man. If you do want to do some other fun stuff, there is themunstercast.com/stickermule10. That's stickermule10. And you can swing on over there, get some awesome swag for yourself if you have a company or your own brand of whatever. Take advantage of that, guys. You get $10 off of your order, and we get a $10 credit put onto our account as well, which is awesome for us too. So,
One little bit of housekeeping. I know we forgot to mention we were taking Father's Day off last episode.
mhm.
Uh, we have another holiday coming up next week, the 4th of July. We will be doing it that week because it's 3 days before the holiday, so it won't be a problem for us. So don't worry, we're not going to be disappearing again.
4th of July.
Yeah,
That's on a Thursday, bro.
that's what I said.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, it's not the
Uh,
weekend. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Okay.
So,
Cool.
yep. No, don't expect another interruption for a bit. We might have some more planned, but not in the foreseeable future.
Yeah, definitely, guys.
We'll try to
Um,
be more on top of it in our episodes. Sorry.
right on, man. All right. So, what are we talking about today, Tivis?
Today we are talking about Never Say Die, the season 2, episode 16, or 110th overall for real this time. I did the math, people. You guys didn't. Why didn't you stop me? I don't know how long I've been an episode off,
Were
but
you ahead or behind?
I was ahead.
Okay.
So I hope I got the 100th episode correct, because if not, oops. But yeah, 70 of the original, 24 of season 1, and we're now 16. That means 110 total.
Okay.
Because I was never counting Mini Munster. Uh, but whatever.
What
It is
is
what it
Mini
is now.
Monsters technically an episode? Well, I guess yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
special.
Well, did you count Marineland then?
No, I didn't. That's another special.
Well, you said you just counted Mini Monsters, so why wouldn't you count
No, I
Marineland?
said no without counting Mini Monsters.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this one aired February
What
24th,
about what about the other pilot, Mockingbird?
That was after this.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
1990.
Sorry. Didn't
No,
mean
you're
to cut
fine.
you off.
Excuse me. Michael Davidoff is back as writer. This is his third of fifth. Honestly, I forgot what the heck he did last time. Do you remember? I don't.
For the writer?
Yeah. Oh, he did It's a Wonderful Afterlife.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then Bonnie is back for her 8th of 12. And last time we saw her was not that long ago, Gateman and Son. So, yeah. Some familiar names coming back. She is the Ezra Stone of this show. So,
It does so the last episode you said that he did was the writer was that's the episode where Herman goes into the alt world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the one he did before that? Since you said this is episode 3 of 5 of his, do you recall the first one that he did?
Not off the top of my head, but I can look real quick. Let's see. First one he did was season 1, episode 17, The Not So Great Escape.
What was that one about? I don't recall. I'm curious because I see a pattern with the last two. So
Yeah, I'm opening my notes real quick.
the Not So Great Escape.
It might help if I put the. Let's see. Yeah, de Munster. Nope, that's the finale to
The Munster.
season 1. Myke Munster. I'm getting closer. Green-eyed Munster. That's not it. Flew over the cuckoo's nest. The Not So Great Escape. Okay. So, Grandpa watching. They put a key in Leonard's mouth. What the hell? Somebody's in a straitjacket.
Leonard was in the straitjacket.
Okay.
Grandpa was in a straitjacket too.
Oh, that's right. They were trying the magic escape with the straitjackets, and they both screwed it up.
Gotcha. Okay, so that doesn't do then. Well, the last 2 episodes kind of makes sense with the same writer because they're kind of like they don't really deal with the family necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, go ahead with your stuff. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. We have 2 guests in this that don't have any credits at all. Not on IMDb, not in the after credits. So, the guy who played the dean and the 2 women who played the twins. Anyone know who they are? Give us a shout. We'd love to give them some credits. But the one who we do have something for is Marty Ingalls as Ivan. Now, Marty, the first thing they have listed for him is he was uncredited on the Phil Silver Show as a Navy cook. Then he went on to do a bunch of one-off stuff. He appeared twice in the Dick Van Dyke Show. He was Arch Fenster in 32 episodes of I'm Dickens, He's Fenster. From 62 to 63.
Mm-hmm.
He was on an episode of Bewitched. 7 episodes of the Phyllis Diller Show. He was uncredited in A Guide for Married Men. There you go, Myke. No, too tired to even react. All right, 17 episodes of doing a
married
voice.
Man too, so
doing a voice in Chattanooga Cats. That's an animated series I've never heard of from 69. Looking through some of this, he reprised the same role for Motor Mouse and Autocat of that he did for the other cat show. He was Autocat, by the way. I didn't mention that. 16 episodes of the Great Grape Ape Show. That is a tongue twister.
The Great Ape Show?
The Great Grape Ape.
The Great Grape Ape. Gotcha.
In 82 and 83, he was the voice of Pac-Man in the Pac-Man animated show. I've actually seen that one.
That's the original one. Yeah, I've seen that one.
He was the devil in 2 episodes of Darkwing Duck. So he's got quite a few voice work here. Let's see. He was on Walker, Texas Ranger. He was on CSI Crime Scene Investigation, the original CSI. So he didn't have regular appearance on things for a while later in his career. He passed away in 2015 at the age of 79. And the last thing they have listed here is he played Gramps on Bruce the Challenge in 2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man.
But 76 total projects overall, and
Yeah.
he produced one thing.
This
What is that produce? Of course,
dun, dun,
uh,
dun.
they changed IMDb on me. Now, when you click the tab, it
Gotti.
goes away. It doesn't.
It's
Yes, got
Gotti.
in 2018.
Do you not know how to use IMDb, bro?
Not anymore. It used to be you click the tab and then it shows up. Now, if you click the tab and whatever that section is goes away.
Well, you
They
click the
changed it since we started this show.
yeah. You have to adapt to the times, old man.
I
Come
refuse. I'm
on.
watching a show from the 80s and 90s.
Technically 90s now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Is
yeah,
that all you
so
got though?
yeah,
Just him?
that's like I said, the other two can't I don't know who they are.
The twins or whatever, yeah.
And the
They
dean.
yeah, they did not do a very good job of putting these people in the credits. And they all
Yeah.
had talking roles too, which is weird. So I don't
Yeah.
understand why they didn't do anything. Yeah.
Uh,
All right. Is it is it the time?
it's
The
the
time.
time.
The
All right.
synopsis time. Uh-oh.
Can
Sorry,
you
Tivis.
do it in your don't do it.
I'm gonna do it.
Don't do it.
It's synopsis time. Oh, it's synopsis time. Yeah, get ready, it's synopsis time.
It's synopsis time. Yeah. You're gonna regret saying I should have made a song for this, by the way.
I already do. I thought you would do something like your CW one.
All right, guys, it's synopsis time. Episode Never Say Die, which aired February 24th, 1990, as Tivis previously stated. On this episode of The Munsters Today, Leonard has been attacked and Grandpa falls deep into a flashback, while Leonard lies on the table looking like a stack of fat bastards leftovers. Get in my belly. The whole family is trying to cope with the possible loss of a great family friend. As Grandpa is stuck in his past, he remembers his best and worst roommate he ever had. Meanwhile, x-rays are flashing and socks are flying. Grandpa flaps his wings to smoke out his problems and stress. During which all of this happens, Grandpa finds himself tackling college exams and chariot pileups, resulting in the loss of his best friend and foe. And finding that Leonard being chained up was all just him being a phony bony. Will Grandpa be able to keep himself astute? Will the family sit around and not have much dialogue at all? Will Leonard pull himself together, or will we bone voyage to our favorite celebrity? And by the end, will the family rise to the occasion and come together to give life? Will Leonard go to the bone zone or just be a lazy bone? Are these bone puns humorous? Or do they have no skin to hold? If you like those, I have a skeleton more. Tibia or not tibia? That is the question. Back to the synopsis. Will Lily secure a milk bag for a calcium transfusion? Or will Herman be insensitive? And will chaos ensue? Find out this week on The Munsters Today.
You had a seg or an aside in your synopsis.
Yes, I did.
That was amazing. All right. Well done, sir. Well done.
I was trying to find bone puns. I was like, what's some good ones? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think you succeeded.
Just so people can look up humorous is a I shouldn't have to explain it. I don't want to explain jokes. I'm not explaining it. Just look it up. Humerus. Humorous. There you go. It's very bony. Anyways.
All right. All right. Yeah. No. Yeah. That's a good one.
All right, dude. So let's dive on into this. We are doing
it's
Never Say Die. Dun, 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 dun.
so we start with the family. I'm sorry, we open with the family following Grandpa into the lab.
Yeah.
Grandpa's carrying Leonard, and immediately I wonder if that lady from the last episode tried to Black Widow him. But no, it turns out they were having a walk when a pack of French poodles attacked them. If it wasn't for a fire hydrant, Leonard wouldn't have escaped. Marilyn asks what they can do. Pray and boil some milk. He lost a lot of calcium. Grandpa is real worried about Leonard.
Wouldn't boiling the milk get rid of some of the calcium within the milk?
I am not a chef nor a chemist. I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm just I don't know.
Does boiling milk remove calcium?
I want everybody to know that the clickety clack from Tivis is not a sound effect I put in.
No, my keyboard real loud. It also found that the calcium content in pasteurized milk was reduced by 6 to 7% when boiled.
Yeah, see?
Oh, there you go. Now you know.
Yeah.
And I know.
So maybe the writers should have looked into that before they were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, boil the milk." No.
Why didn't
no,
you look
don't
at
boil the milk.
Google, 12 years before it was a thing?
They could have found out. There was other ways to get information before the internet.
To the library, you nerds.
Don't be that person.
We got a library down the road that's awesome. Go to your library, people.
I used to be at the library all the time.
Yeah, our library has a 3D printer. That's insane.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you use it, or is it like only library use? He's dying.
The hell just happened to me? I'm not sure if I can. I'm sure it's expensive.
Right. Oh yeah, because of the filament and all that stuff. Yep. Yeah.
I have.
All right. Back to it.
I need to
We're
drink.
boiling the calcium out of the milk, so that's not going to help as much. So
yeah. Let's see. They survived 3 attacks of aggravated arthritis together. The Chicago fire. Why did I say Chicago weird?
Why did you say it like you were about to say Shao Kahn for a second? I was like, what the
something weird is going on with me today, all right? Which is not unusual for the show.
The Chicago.
Shadow Con. And Roscoe's House of Ribs burn, you can't leave me, Leonard. Wait, Leonard eats?
Apparently Leonard does a lot of things in this episode that we didn't know about. So
yeah. Oh, dude, with our predictions, an origin story to Leonard was not one of them, but my God, did it. Okay,
but
yes,
it is something we've been asking for.
It is something we've been asking for.
So
that's this show. It you ask and it delivers. With most things.
Yeah. Now let's ask for, Marilyn to not be a ditzy blonde anymore.
Yeah. So now we're doing another flashback, but unlike previous flashbacks, this one's not in black and white, and it looks like we're back in medieval times. Vlad is taking a quiz about if the earth is flat.
We are in medieval-ish times, but
I'm not talking about us right now.
Well, that too. But
the dark times are back, people.
They are in the medieval times, but at the same time, like the language that he and everyone else uses.
To who was it? Is it Tom Cruise that did Romeo and Juliet?
No, that was
Leo.
Leonardo DiCaprio, yeah.
Yeah, it's similar to that, but in reverse. Like,
no, it's not.
Well, they were modern and used Old English.
Okay.
Grandpa's in the past and uses modern.
Okay. Gotcha. I was like, wait a minute, what the hell you mean? That's an awesome movie, by the way.
It is.
Instead, their swords are literally their pistols, which is awesome. Dude, that movie was so good. And it slept on for so long. But if people go back and watch that and they've like read Romeo and Juliet or seen any other iteration, you should appreciate that version for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
It's wild.
It's a pretty cool and interesting way of a modern tale for a classic at the same time. Because it's like literally word for word.
Oh, it is, yeah.
The classic, yeah. Anyways.
I mean, yeah. So Vlad is taking a quiz about if the earth is flat.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on how much blood I've had today. Which I thought was great because it's, a drinking joke. Someone is screaming and Vlad yells at them to shut up. He's studying for his freshman midterms. This would be the last time he sublights a room in a dungeon. That's great. That is a great, because he's known for having a lab in a dungeon.
Yeah.
I expected a bigger reaction, but you're tired.
Well, his dungeon is different because it's his specifically, whereas this one is a shared one. It's like a condo dungeon. So.
Oh, yeah. So it's like instead of sublighting, he's going to own the dungeon. I get it. I didn't think about it that way. Now, is that what you're getting at? You're looking at me like I'm okay.
It's not gonna own it. As it is more like a condo dungeon. He's still leasing it, but it's like there's another dungeon connected right next door to it.
Yeah. Yeah. So the person starts screaming again. So he gets up and bangs on the wall with a hammer.
Why is Grandpa in college? It looks like he's like 100 already.
Because when you become a Dracula, you stay the same age.
I guess, is this supposed to be pre-Herman?
Yes, I think this is pre-Lily.
So pre his wife, then?
I'm thinking
is one of the twins his wife?
Oh, that's interesting. Maybe, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
No, they didn't seem like they were very
no
there in their heads.
That's true. A little torture and people lose all self-control. Also, I just know in this scene he's wearing a school uniform like underneath his robe.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a Letterman sweater with a
very
letter on it.
Very 50s look too.
It is.
Yeah. And he's got
which
like
it actually looks kind of like I'm pretty sure we saw in the old show Herman wore a similar type thing for his college. Didn't he?
Probably like the old leather vest type thing that looks like the Rydell High one from Greece and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So
there is a knock. You're old when you're like referencing Greece.
There's a knock on the door and a knight walks in. Vlad immediately tells him, I gave her the castle. I don't know what the hell this is a reference to, but this is something he does every time someone walks in. The dude introduces himself as Ivan Gladstock. His roommate
was supposed to be like they were coming, like back in the day, they would do like the offerings and stuff like that, and he's just like, I gave at the castle. I gave already, like at the church or something, kind of like that. Like he paid his dues towards the king.
He specifically says, I gave her the castle.
He says gave her the castle.
Yeah.
I thought he said I gave it at the castle. I gave at the castle. That's what I wrote in my notes.
He says it again later on with another visitor.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, this is Ivan Gladstock. Why do I keep doing an accent? Ivan Gladstock, his roommate and fellow freshman. Vlad wants the rent in advance and asks what's with the armor. Well, Ivan just joined the ROTC. He's dating two twins in the cheerleading team, and they love a man in uniform. Vlad tells him to shut up. He's studying. And Ivan's, You won't even know I'm here. And then he proceeds to wander around the room and sing.
Like,
So
like he doesn't even like let up, bro. He just walks around.
no, immediate. Right
Yeah.
off the bat, this guy is annoying. So the guy picks up Vlad's book. It's the complete works of Plato, and asks him, hey, are you majoring in philosophy? No,
Oh.
homicide.
When sorry to cut you off, when Grandpa asks for rent in advance or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
probably like 20 seconds after that, you see a boom mic in the shot.
Do you really?
You got called
Ooh,
out.
nice call. Nice call. Or nice catch.
Yeah.
Nice call.
Yeah, as you're saying, like, yeah, he's like, no, I'm majoring in homicide.
What the fuck is going on?
And then we get another knock at the door.
Yeah, well, hang on. Ivan talks about his major.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's in theater arts with a minor in juggling. He was going to be a court jester. And Vlad is like, you can't be serious. And yeah, Ivan's joking.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, of course not. That would be horrible for my career.
Vlad then like sneezes and is like, hey, are you feeling all right? He's like, well, I'm fine, just a sore throat and a bit of plague. Now back away.
Yeah. And also for people who don't get it, like being a jester was not like a glamorous job because, if you kind of sucked at your job, they would just kill you.
Yeah.
Like, so if you didn't make them happy, how come we don't do that nowadays with entertainers? If they don't entertain you, you're just like, all right, kill them. We're done with it.
Everyone has an off day and we shouldn't kill a good person because they're telling bad jokes.
I mean, some of them get their careers killed when they say the wrong jokes or bad things. So why?
I mean, only if they're not big enough already. Otherwise, they're fine.
Some of them, yeah.
I don't know. Well, no, this, yeah.
There's some big ones out there that still do stuff and still make a living, just not doing what they were doing.
Yeah.
But they still have a big enough fan base, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so then this is door knocks. Dun,
yeah.
Dun dun. And who's at the door, Tivis?
Well, his mother warned him about living off campus. And as he opens it, it's Leonard.
Dun dun dun.
Vlad tells him that he gave her the cemetery.
I was really hoping that it was going to be another human, and it would be Leonard in human form.
I thought Ivan was going to be Leonard.
Right? That's what I thought for a second too.
This threw me off. Yeah, Ivan runs out to grab him and bring him in. It's his good friend. Ivan has had him since he was a kid and goes nowhere without him. Vlad is very displeased about this because he wanted one roommate, and Ivan is already a handful. But Leonard has other ideas and handcuffs himself into the room, so Grandpa can't throw him out because he doesn't have a key.
Yeah, he's just flash over there. He's just chased like, what the heck, bro? And then we go back to the present time. Yeah.
Yeah, Grandpa's
Why doesn't Grandpa just take Leonard's head off and put it on the other skeleton body in the background here?
I thought about that later on. I was wondering, like, can he just do a transplant of bone? Right. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Grandpa is wearing a lead line vest and tells Leonard not to worry about radiation. He's just wearing this lead apron as a fashion statement, and then he zaps him with an X-ray machine.
Tivis, you don't need an X-ray. You could see everything on Leonard. It doesn't matter. That annoyed me so much because later they like follow this scene up with the picture. Yeah. And I'm just like, what? Why?
Oh, it is perplexing to say the least.
They do several things. I'm just like, how is that possible? Why are they doing that? That doesn't make sense at all. like even in a different like universe, I'm just like it just doesn't does not compute.
No,
Um
yeah.
so yeah, he takes the x-ray and then Lily walks down. She has her giant jug of milk
Mhm.
and Herman's with her.
And Herman tells him not to worry if anything goes wrong because you can just get
Mm,
another one from the medical catalog. And
mm, mm.
Grandpa tells him to get the hell out for being so insensitive.
And this is like so people understand the tone of this. This isn't really humorous at all. It's very
Somber and
yeah. It's a very somber time, somber moment, especially everything within the present time is a very serious
matter of
setting.
urgency.
And when Herman did this, I was kind of like, like it didn't they were basically telling him to prepare for the worst,
Yeah.
telling grandpa. And I was just like, it didn't seem like any of the other family members truly cared that much when clearly Leonard's been in their lives the entire time they've ever
Mhm.
been there.
They see Leonard as a thing, whereas Grandpa sees him as family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it
Uh,
was a little jarring for me to see how the rest of the family acted. It's not like they have much dialogue in this episode at
well,
all
it's
anyways.
mostly just Herman. Because, I mean, I think Lily doesn't say anything too insensitive because,
No,
and the kids both are, as worried as Grandpa. So it's really just Herman, which
they're
makes
just
sense because
happy that they got screen time.
yeah, he's married into the family,
Yeah.
whereas,
But this
clearly
could also
Leonard's been their entire Lily's life and then both of the kids.
right. But this could also be showing like how Herman's brain doesn't necessarily function the same way too in those situations cuz you don't really see the family deal with death a whole lot, you know.
Yeah.
Like you hear them be very joking about it and all that, but you don't really see them dealing with the actual repercussions of death. Like if Spot died, what would they do or something,
Yeah.
So
Well, he may have. We haven't seen him like forever. Uh,
right. Or heard about him lately.
yeah, no one's even mentioned him in a few episodes now.
Yeah.
But Lily then defends Herman by saying he meant well. It's kind of like similar to like Leonard is a pet. It's like, you can always just adopt a new one, but
But even as a pet, that's kind of messed up to think about
it is.
before the pet is gone.
Yeah, it's some people need breaks
And
between. Other people get a new one before
yeah,
the one older one passes, so that it makes the passing easier on them.
right. Well, also like so because we've had these multiple episodes too where Leonard isn't just a prop, but he's like a legitimate character within the show.
Mm-hmm.
Before this episode, it kind of gives you a little bit more of an impact, so you kind of understand a little bit more. You actually feel a little bit for this
Mm-hmm.
quote unquote prop, of Bones because he's a
Yeah.
legitimate character at this point. And I think we've pointed that out too, where he's become more of a character than just a sitting pile of bones. Where
Yeah.
you know, so I think that doing this episode when they did it anyways in the timeline was actually kind of smart because they had already built up Leonard being a part of
A
the
person.
family,
Yeah.
person, especially after the last episode where he's
Watching
up in the
TV
living
with a
room
girl.
watching TV. Yeah, he's with the other girl and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Lily, like I said, she defends Herman saying he meant well. So did Jimmy Carter, and look at the economy. And Lily's like, I hate to tell you this, but it might be time to prepare for the worst. And Grandpa like basically tells her to shut up. He's not
Yeah.
giving up on Leonard. Like that is the rudest I've heard him talk to his own daughter.
But you would think though too, like Lily would be a little more compassionate about this too, rather than saying, prepare for the
Well,
worst
she's
because
approaching it from a different angle. It's like, I I really don't want you to go through this, but it might
Yeah.
be time.
But when you think about it in the fact that Leonard's most likely been there her entire life,
Mm.
it's kind of like that Leonard could potentially be her second daddy because her mom left. So,
Yeah.
you know, two dads raising the kid, the
Yeah.
whole bag of bones.
But now we go back to the past. Vlad is returning to his dungeon, and Ivan is now in a bishop's outfit, which they don't address originally. Thank God they eventually do. He couldn't get a key made for the handcuffs because the king doesn't believe in the concept of parole. He has only known the two of them for a short time, and it already feels like a century. Ivan asks what Vlad has against Leonard. He doesn't pay rent. He's a lousy conversationalist, and he's making me self-conscious about my weight. Vlad finally asks about the outfit, and I joined chess club. He's the bishop. I hate this joke, but I really love it because it basically means that the people themselves are on the chessboard, which is kind of cool to think about.
Mm-hmm.
But the outfit of an actual bishop is, yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, Vlad asks what happened to Glee Club. It wasn't Ivan's cup of tea. The invitation involved a boiling cauldron and a guy in a black hood. No siree. Which, I don't blame you, dude. That sounds horrible initiation.
Yeah.
Hazing, whatever. In 2 weeks, Ivan has quit 3 clubs, dropped 4 courses. He sleeps all day and never studies. What made Ivan want to join college in the first place? Well, student deferment to avoid the Crusades. Smart. When was the when was the whole Vietnam and Korea stuff going on? That was long over by now,
60s.
right? Yeah. Clearly a reference to that.
Oh, the draft dodgers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We
You
had
went to college, you got out of the
We had a
military.
president that did that.
We've had
He
several
didn't go to
presidents who
college,
did that.
but his daddy just made sure he didn't get drafted.
That's something that people forget. We've had several presidents who did this.
Oh yeah, yeah. It wasn't because they were in college.
No, well, one of them, their dad was president.
Yes.
Vlad is.
Well, he was out doing drugs all the time.
Yep. Vlad is very unhappy with the mess in the place. There's just stuff everywhere. Ivan thinks it's nice.
There's clothes. There's like banana peels like everywhere strewn about. Like I was like, what the heck is going on here?
Grandpa has a great line here. He's nice. The guy next door has a cleaner room, and he doesn't have any arms or legs. Well, the leper comes in once a week to clean up, and Vlad demands who sweeps up after the leper, because leprosy is a condition where pieces of your body just fall off. For anyone who didn't get the joke.
Yeah.
It's not a common thing that people talk about anymore because it's been dealt with unless you lick an armadillo. Mike, don't lick an armadillo.
We should bring leprosy back.
I don't think we should.
Bring it back.
Let's not.
Yeah.
Vlad describes what it's like to live basically with my father-in-law before he retired.
They should bring leprosy back for like any pedophile in prison, and that's what like they give it
okay,
to them.
yes, that I agree with. As long as they're, they actually proven guilty.
Yes, yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there are some people out there that are guilty that weren't proven.
Well,
anyway.
yeah, but I mean, they're not in jail though, so
yeah.
We got a lot of people in jail who shouldn't be, and that's a problem with our system. But that's a whole different discussion that we've had in the past, I think.
Probably. I think so. Yeah, so is this where Grandpa draws the line?
Yeah, he's about to, but yeah, basically
Yeah.
everything he's saying about Ivan is literally what it was like living with my father-in-law. Like, he's a great guy. I really like him, but we needed to escape that house. And that, oh,
Hi, Tivis's father-in-law.
he doesn't listen, but he'll be here in a couple hours. He knows what he was like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Vlad is worried to even find out what is growing in the sink. Ivan says whatever it is, it's delicious as he's eating whatever it is.
Yeah, more crap. Because this whole scene, he's eating and talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's, the whole time he's got his mouth full, and I'm really having trouble understanding what he's saying a lot of the time. It is horrible sound mixing.
Also, this dude's like 50 years old in college.
Yeah. Also, in the room, Ivan has a bed and Vlad has his coffin, which is just great. I loved that.
Yeah. No little detail.
So Vlad's like, "Did your mother teach you to eat with your mouth full?" She never had to. All we had was soup. Vlad is so fed up with everything that Ivan is. Ivan then turns the table, asking how Vlad thinks it's so easy to live with him. Like, he has a few habits that Ivan doesn't like. So Vlad's, "Give me one." "Okay, fine. You whistle on a tune. You pollute the air every time you turn into a bat." And Vlad like cuts him off. He's like, "If you're so happy, leave." Well, he plans to as soon as he gets his student loan. Vlad then creates a line across the room, as is historic fashion with this show specifically.
Yeah.
Ivan asks how he's supposed to exit as the door is on Vlad's side. Well, like normal people, fly.
Yeah. And then we go and cut back to the present time where they are looking at these x-rays that they did not need to take, which is a waste of money and x-ray paper.
Yeah. Turns out Leonard has one broken hip, one broken collar, a fractured tibia, 3 cracked ribs, 2 broken legs, and a fractured skull. I really expected that to turn into a partridge in a pear tree joke, but it didn't. They keep it very straight, and it keeps the gravitas. Is that the right word?
Tivis.
Yes.
You can see less on the x-rays than you can just looking at the damn dude.
Yeah.
It annoyed me so much when they did this spot. And I was like, come on.
Oh, it just made me think if Leonard had nerve endings, he'd be in so much pain. Also, he suffered massive damage to his spine. Herman asked Grandpa to speak English. He will never dance again. Then I just got that song in my head. Then we take a quick commercial break and we're back with continuing this scene.
Yeah.
Lily asks if he's sure about that, and Grandpa confirms. Leonard is paralyzed by telling him there is a very hot woman waiting for him upstairs. And Herman agrees. The old Leonard would toss himself up bone by bone. And so now I have to ask, Leonard could disassemble himself? How does Leonard work?
I don't know, dude.
And this is where my thought of a bone transplant came in. If he can disassemble himself.
Well, yeah.
But or is this just a figure of speech?
But then you got to think, okay, maybe it's just this bone structure that can reanimate itself.
Mm-hmm.
Because maybe he was like cursed or something, before.
Yeah. We still have no explanation of how Leonard got made, but now we know how he ended the family's life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we go. Oh, go on.
Eddie asks what they can do, and Grandpa says, "Well, there's one experimental surgery that hasn't been done for thousands of years. It was last used by the pharaohs in an attempt to fix one of their daughters' bad posture. Marilyn asked what happened. Well, you've heard of the Hunchback of Cairo, haven't you? When she died, they buried her in a corrective tomb. It's a great joke.
No.
Herman jumps in with something actually helpful. Like, medicine has come a long way since then. Why not give it a try? And Eddie chimes in. Yeah, we have pacemakers now. Lily throws in lasers, and Marilyn adds the Flintstones chewables, which they all stare at her for. But honestly, if you think about it, chewable vitamins to make sure that you get what you're not eating, it's actually not a bad thing to throw out. That is a pretty good invention.
He has no stomach to digest them into his system.
Well, no, they're just throwing out modern stuff. And that is a really good invention, even though majority of them are made to trick you into buying something you don't need.
There's a lot of modern stuff. There's a lot of modern stuff we should just throw out, though. I'm gonna just let him think about it.
I'm not giving up any of my shit. Oh, wait, yes. Yeah, you can get rid of your Siri. Not your Siri, your Alexa.
Nah, AI is going to be here forever, man.
All right. Grandpa concedes that he has no choice but to attempt this. However, even if he succeeds, Leonard may end up looking like an ivory pretzel. And Grandpa once again pleads with Leonard not to leave him. He's the last memento left from the best friend he ever had.
Just sad.
And now we go back
to the flashback.
Yeah.
This
is great.
Grandpa's over here whistling and reading his book out of tune, and then Ivan's over there slurping away his soup.
Mm-hmm. And Leonard covers his non-existent ears.
Poor Leonard.
Yeah. Vlad tells Leonard to tell Ivan to stop slurping. Ivan's like, I heard you. Hey, Leonard, tell Vlad to stop whistling. It's ruining my meal. The aggression between them is so great because he's like, I'm right here. I can hear you, but I'm going to do the same thing.
Right.
Ivan is in like a Middle Eastern hat thing now. I don't know how to describe this. Myke, can you?
Like an Arabian Nights hat?
Yeah. Similar to that. This one does not get an explanation, but we can guess it's another club.
Yeah.
Vlad then gets up and whistles in Ivan's face. Ivan tells him to try harder. I grew up with a tone-deaf sister who played the lute, resulting in the death of 2 dogs. Like, good God, this guy's been through the ringer. He begins slurping even louder, and Vlad turns into a bat to flood the room with smoke. All right, you asked for it. Ivan unwraps his secret weapon. His socks. Dust comes flying off these things, and Vlad tells him to stay away from him as he can smell it from across the room. Thing about these socks, they used to belong to my grandpa who fought in the Bulgarian uprising. Then he stored cheese in them. Then he passed them to my father, who passed them on to me.
They've
Not
never
once
been
in
washed.
all those years. Never washed.
Yeah.
And they struggle as he's trying to put the socks in Vlad's face, and Vlad is like trying to shove him off. And the two of them begin laughing. Vlad has not had this much fun in years and tells Ivan that he's an all right dude. The two of them, they're finally getting along. You know, they're clicking.
Yeah.
They realize, you know, they can go tit for tat, and they love it. Yeah. So then we go back to the present day where Grandpa is performing surgery and the family's helping. The machines are somehow picking up a pulse, and they're losing him before going back to the past.
They have an IV of milk going into
Dude,
bone.
I didn't see that. I missed that.
There's an IV of milk going into bone.
It's good calcium, don't you know?
Where there's an IV of milk.
This is the
Going into
90s too. This
bone.
would be the giant Got Milk campaign launched by the
Yeah.
government. For those who don't know, the Got Milk campaign was in a literal government, like, okay, this is a word used by a lot of conspiracists, but this was a literal proven documented psyop. Because the government had so much cheese since they backed the dairy farmers during the prohibition, like a bunch of idiots, they were losing their ass on cheese. So they're like, okay, what can we do with the excess dairy instead of making cheese? By the way, there's a mountain of cheese in the United States. Look that up. That's cool. They're like, okay, let's trick people into thinking they have to drink it to survive.
Yeah.
And that was, it worked.
There was
sales skyrocketed.
Yeah, they did the whole Got Milk campaign. They did ads and stuff, but then they would also do like
dude, do you
on
remember the ad where
magazines.
the guy's arms literally rip off because he wasn't drinking milk in front of children?
No, I don't.
Yeah, he goes to pick up a wheelbarrow and his arms fall off. He's like, well, that's a problem. And the two children in the neighboring house scream and start guzzling.
I remember like all the magazine ones where they always had, it was never like some normal looking person. It was always like
Oh,
a chick
Kurt
with like,
Angle or
and they would always have like the milk mustache.
Yeah.
And it was always like a
The Rock did
model
it.
or the wrestlers. Yeah. Well, Kurt Angle was a big one too for milk
Oh,
because
yeah.
he pushed milk constantly.
Oh,
And that
yeah.
was like early 2000s. That wasn't even in the 90s.
That was during the Attitude Era. Because it was the counter Stone Cold's beer truck.
No.
Yeah.
That was early 2000s.
Well, that was in the 90s. But
No,
the Got
I'm
Milk did
guaranteeing
continue
you,
into the 90s or into the
because
2000s.
he didn't start his wrestling career until 1998.
It was definitely during the Attitude Era, though.
And then wait, 98 was when he won the Olympics, right?
Oh, that I don't know. We are off topic, though.
Yeah. First appearance event in 96. Signed the World WWE in 98. So yeah, he signed in 98. Participated in his first match in 99.
Well, the Wars wasn't technically over until 2001.
He didn't even get on TV till 2000, like onto the major shows and everything.
That's insane to me because I thought he must have been a really big into the invasion storyline then. I doubt our listeners care about this.
Well, you gotta remember, like, he was just like hot off of the 90s from his actual Olympic run and stuff, and that's why he was approached and everything.
Yeah. But the reason we got onto this is I wonder if this was part of that. They're like, hey, include an episode about milk and calcium and bones.
But it's an IV, Tivis.
I understand.
Going into bone, Tivis.
I understand that, but I'm just wondering if this might be part of that whole giant push.
God, I hope kids didn't try to inject milk in themselves. Especially boiled milk.
Yeah. Oh,
pasteurized boiled milk.
By the way. I cannot stand warm milk.
Oh man.
So now we're going back to the past again. Vlad returns back to his room with the twins Ivan was dating.
Yeah. Oh, before that too, before we went back to the past, they were checking Leonard's heartbeat as well on the monitor. Doesn't have a heart.
Yeah. Before we got into the milk,
There's no pulse. There's no heart, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's be a little smart with it. Unless his intestines are just invisible.
Oh, is he a botched invisible man?
Like you only see his skeleton, but everything else is actually there.
Me? No, that doesn't make sense.
It's translucent, man.
That wouldn't make sense for what happens later.
You can't see his biological stuff, or not his biological. What the heck?
Organic.
Organic. Yeah, the organic materials are all translucent. I'm
I
going with
guess
that.
bones are organic too. His meat.
Okay.
All right, yeah, I just got what I said. So yeah, the twins are here to help celebrate Vlad passing his midterms. The two girls immediately take to Leonard, and Vlad is like, what? Of course.
To this, the school they're going to is Transylvania, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Vlad's T is off to the side of his vest.
Mm-hmm.
They have the two cheerleaders stand next to each other, and their T's are in their chest, and it says TT. TT.
Myke, go drink some coffee. There's a knock at the door, and the dean walks in. He's got some terrible news for Vlad. And Vlad immediately worries that his mother finally choked on one of those stone biscuits. But no, there was a big chariot pileup on the turnpike.
Bro, this
Ivan
was
wasn't
sad.
wearing his seatbelt and didn't make it.
Yeah.
The twins are sad. There won't be a party, so they go to watch a beheading in the courtyard, which is so empathetic. Leonard, however, is sobbing.
Which, according to the part of the first part of this episode, he was dating those girls.
Yeah.
So it's kind of messed up. Like, but yeah, this was a very like holy crap moment, like a sad moment and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. Leonard is sobbing like uncontrollably. He's covering his eyes with his hands. Vlad tells him, "Look, it will be all right, but you can't stay here. There's just not enough room. You need a place to run around, a nice big backyard."
Yeah.
He's like, "Leonard, you don't even like me. If it wasn't for those cuffs, you would have left long ago." And Leonard, being just bone, slips right out of him.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't think the invisible meat parts
That's true.
And Vlad's like, you could have done that anytime. You deceitful, dishonest son of a gun. I like that in the skeleton. All right, here's what we can do. You can stay with me for 6 months and we'll see how it goes. In the meantime, this is your half of the room.
Yeah. And he gives him like just the closet area that he's in anyways.
Yeah. You could tell that this is a pastime of Grandpa's now.
Yeah.
And this is like a very sad, because it's like he finally made a friend at college, a roommate that he could enjoy time with, and now they're just gone like that.
Right.
And if he's studying for midterms and then he passed, this has to be, I want to say maybe a month at most that they got to spend together.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you can see kind of what Leonard might be so meaningful now.
Right.
Yeah.
The first closest human or being in general that he could be with, be himself with, and everything. Yeah, gotcha.
So now we're back in modern. In the modern is what I typed for some reason.
Did you not see the IV of milk in this shot either?
I was more focused on the damn heart monitor.
Yeah. So Grandpa takes the. We come back to the scene. Grandpa has one of the. I don't know what the heck they're called, but they use them on your leg and stuff to check your reflexes.
Oh, the little
reflex
gavel
handle hammer, the reflex hammer thing. Yeah. And he smacks the heart machine to see
because
if that'll work.
Sometimes it picks up radio stations.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Ever buy used medical equipment from a surgeon with no last name? So the family asks if Leonard will make it. Grandpa then checks on him. He smacks him in the ribs with a hammer. And I mean, he
Clear,
smacks this skeleton good because you could
clear.
see the rubber bouncing.
Yeah, he's got like a little rubber mallet that he smacks him right in the uh
Mhm. Rib
what's
cage,
this? What is this part right
sternum.
here? The sternum. Yeah, sternum. I know
Yeah,
my
and
words today. My words are just not in my mind.
I everyone knows I've been there many times.
But yeah,
Yeah,
he just smacks him in the sternum like multiple times.
yeah. Grandpa is upset. He's tried all he could, and he failed Leonard. Herman tells him that that's not
Failed,
true. You
failed
corrected his
Leonard.
posture.
He broke his ribs, dude. That would have destroyed him because those things just go whoosh, whoosh, squish in. Because
But
this is clearly not a skeleton; it's more like a rubber
yeah, yeah.
thing. Sorry, dude.
Grandpa
Make
needs
this
some
stuff.
air, and he heads out. Call him in 6 months.
Yeah, wake me in 6 months.
So he leaves the lab, and everyone's there looking at Leonard, and he
Well, he
begins
doesn't leave the
stirring.
lab. He just goes to his coffin.
No, he goes upstairs.
No, he goes to his coffin.
Does he? I swear he comes down the stairs.
No, he just walks over into his coffin. That's why he says, "Just wake me
Uh,
in 6 months. Check on me then."
but Leonard begins stirring, and Eddie calls him back. Grandpa did it. He brought the dead back to life. And it's a touching scene where Grandpa puts his forehead on Leonard's. And honestly, this and the ex-wife stories have really added new depths to the Grandpa character that have not been there before.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because
And
like,
we get
what's the most depth we had to Grandpa in the original series? Like him like leaving,
yeah, and that
basically.
time, the many times he's helped Herman when he didn't have to,
Yeah.
showing that he actually does care.
Sometimes the way he tried to help Herman was not appropriate, but yeah.
Yeah. Like the time he busted him out of the hospital and he got saved by this penguin.
Like the time he turned into a horse and told his son-in-law to ride him.
Or he turned into a woman to be his date.
Or he tried to hit on his daughter. Oh God.
Anyway, let's get to this final scene. Leonard is in the living room with another skeleton. He wasted no time with his recovery.
Yeah.
Lily asks where they met, and Grandpa's like, "Oh, on a guided tour of the city." Oh, or he went to a conservatory, then a planetarium, then a natural history museum. Lily's like, "Oh, she was on the tour too?" No, she was on exhibit. And Lily's like, "Oh," and the kids are like, happy for him. And Herman is just confused. Before we freeze frame on Leonard and his new friend.
Which is funny because they freeze framed on Leonard and his chick on the last episode too.
Mm-hmm. I really like how in this one Herman is there, but I feel like he is more relegated to the background, and Lily kind of steps up a little. Her and like Eddie kind of step up. Marilyn's still just there.
Yeah.
Sadly. But I did appreciate Herman, who is married into the family, kind of taking a back seat a little bit.
Right. Like the whole family really took a backseat in this episode. This was really a Leonard/Grandpa episode.
Oh, definitely. / Ivan.
Yeah. But I wrote this down too because I was like, I feel the writers were like, you know what? Years from now, someone will do a podcast about the Munsters Today, and we will want them to realize we don't see Leonard as just a prop. So let's make a full-on episode with him. Besides, that podcast will most likely by this point be asking for a Leonard backstory, so we can give them this. It's not what they want probably, but it's what they need, and it's good enough.
They could see the future. That's believable.
Yep. That was the writers, man.
Yeah, no, let's dive into our final thoughts. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to?
Yeah, I don't really. I mean, I enjoyed this episode. I thought it was a very. I guess I'll go first. I enjoyed the
Proceed.
episode myself. Like, it was a different tone than any other episode we've ever watched, for real, for sure. I mean, yeah, they did the flashback stuff to kind of lighten the mood, to have a little bit more comedy, but then even by the end of the flashback stuff, you're like, man, this is sad. But the whole time in the present, it's all a pretty somber, low mood. There's not really the only gags or jokes done in there are all visual gags, I would say. I didn't really see like or hear any real jokes or anything in the present time until the very end where he's with his chick and stuff like that. So I liked it, man. It was a good how do I want to say it? It was a good sidebar for the Munsters show to have something like almost 100% different than what we've had before. It was good to see what would happen if something did happen to like a family member type person. And that it opened up a lot for Grandpa's past, not just Leonard, but like Grandpa with his friend Ivan and all that stuff. And of course Grandpa being worried about his grades, so it wasn't like Grandpa, if Grandpa does an episode with Eddie, it's like he's not going to be like, oh yeah, screw your grades. If he does, then this episode is kind of like contradictory to that. So but overall, I mean, I enjoyed the episode. There is a lot here to discuss for sure. With the possibility of losing somebody close to you, with losing someone close to you, and gaining another friend through that loss as well. So I thought they did a really good job with this, man. For the story that they were going for, and for the what's the word I'm looking for here? It's too early for me. The subject matter. That's what I'm looking for. The subject matter. Yeah. So, what did you think though?
I really enjoyed this one as well. Like I was saying, the depths that are being added to the grandpa, it's amazing to see. It's taking these characters that were already kind of cool and interesting and making them less two-dimensional, which is something that was I really like to see in my sitcoms, is adding layers to characters. Like I constantly say Scrubs is my best, favorite episode or show, sitcom. I'll get the right word eventually. And there's a really wonderful one where the chief of medicine, who has been shown for years that he's in it just for the money, he doesn't care about the patients, this and that. There's finally an episode where it really shows that his hard decisions to keep the hospital running in order to help other people, they get to him. And then that retroactively adds a bunch of stuff to the previous things. Like you never know with these writers when they come up with the idea that this is going to happen.
Yeah. Dude, the chief of medicine from Scrubs would have been a good grandpa.
Oh, yeah. He's getting up there in age now, but also he's always high.
What?
Oh yeah, Donald Faison talks about how him and that guy used to try to smoke each other out.
That's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, no, he would. I don't. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I have to see what he's right now, because I haven't seen him in anything in a while since he was on crap. What was that sequel show? Cougar Town. Yeah, maybe. But what was I? Oh, yeah, adding layers to characters. That's always really good. And this show specifically has done that with pretty much everyone except Lily. which is kind of sad to say.
Yeah.
Because we got the stuff in season 1 with Marilyn. We got Eddie coming of age going on, which is a subplot throughout many of these. Herman, I don't know if Herman has either, but yeah, it's really good to see, and I hope this continues with the other characters because that would be great.
Mhm.
That was something I actually think was missing from the ex-wife is we didn't really get to see what her mom abandoning her did to Lily.
Right. Well, I mean, you also got to think too, maybe Grandpa did such a good job of stepping up as both parents at the time that it didn't affect her, you know.
Yeah,
She
or
still has
she's
her
so
womanly
emotionally
nature.
down she doesn't think about it.
I mean, you got to think though, is she didn't have a mother there to teach her like the quote unquote womanly things, but she still has her womanly nature to her. She still has the housewife thing to her. She still makes the food for everybody. She still cleans. She still
Mhm.
not that those
Miss
are
Transylvania.
not that those are very like I know the gender roles and stuff are switched, but at the time those were roles
Well,
that everybody had.
she's nurturing, which is
Yeah.
something that mothers should be.
Right, right. Hopefully, if you're lucky.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also getting this new interesting character to the lore of the family with Ivan.
Mhm.
That what a fantastic character that they created just for this short amount of time. I loved
So,
him.
just so you know, Ivan didn't really die. He went off to go fight the galactic people called the Power Rangers.
So yeah, this episode.
Ah,
But yeah,
you're
I
welcome.
this was an unexpected surprise. I did
Yeah,
not know when we were trying to guess from these like these titles, they're so misleading sometimes. It's amazing. I love it. And sometimes they're so on the nose that we just don't bother. We trying to go around it because it can't be that obvious.
right. Well, never say die too. It's kind of like that could be
It's
so
ambiguous.
many. Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah. I started this and I was like, oh my god, we're getting an origin to Leonard with the family.
Right.
Oh my god, Leonard's a real person. Oh, never mind. There were so many points in this episode where I was like, no way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with a few gags we got, they were wonderful. That's so well done. Um, I can't believe I didn't notice the IV. That's a fantastic thing.
Mhm.
The heart monitor, like, what are you even detecting? Uh, the fact it picks up radio signals because it's a piece of
Yeah.
junk. The hunchback of Cairo, that was great.
Just some good references, man, for sure.
Oh yeah. Uh,
But it is
with
a great it was a great episode and not in the aspect of like the Munster like how you would think a Munsters episode would go.
mhm.
So and and it does show you, as you were saying, like, you know, it gives you a little more depth to the characters, like Grandpa and stuff like that. And it does show you like this show is slept on way too much. This
Oh
specific
yeah,
one,
it
you
is.
know, because you always hear people quoting and talking about the original series out of context, I will say, because
Yeah.
we watched the whole show and there's a lot of stuff taken out of context for sure. Within
Yeah.
context for this show, it actually all kind of goes well. You know,
Mhm.
the quotes that you can pull and stuff. Is it a little bit more humorous and uh 90s styled? Yeah. Is it more comedic in a way that's not like old-fashioned comedy? Yeah, of course. What I mean,
But
it's 20 years later, bro.
on top of that, they tackle like some more serious topics in this one as well.
I would say, let me think. Hold on. They tackle more topics. Yeah.
Mm.
Because the original show did tackle a lot of like things with like racism and stuff like that, just hidden within the realm of
Mm.
monster or whatever, or somebody who doesn't look like you. They haven't really done a whole lot of that in this show.
Mm.
So the other show does have that, and the other show also treated, yeah, they talked crap about Marilyn's like looks and stuff and gave her like some emotional problems, most likely. But
Most likely, we saw it in the first movie.
yeah, but the Marilyn, like herself as a character, actually could stand by herself. She held her own. She wasn't this like ditzy little kid. So there are aspects
That's
of the
true.
original stuff and this stuff that if you mashed them together, I'm sure you would have like something that everybody would most likely hate. But still.
Yeah, because it's not the original, and apparently, if it's a remake, you're trying to replace something. It's like, no, they're just giving you more options to enjoy the same family. Like, calm down.
I do like Fred Gwynn as Herman. His voice alone sets the tone for like a father figure that you're going to listen to, I would say, more so over Shook, but at the same time it's all based on perspective of it, I would say. But yeah, I do like the chemistry that Grandpa and Herman have within the original series, but also like the actors had the chemistry there, and not only did the actors have the chemistry there, but the writers literally were just writing episodes for those two at that point.
Yeah,
by
it
the
became
second
the
season.
grandpa, and
Yeah. But no, I do like the Munsters Today, and I do appreciate episodes like this. And when we get like these, yeah, they still do some cheesy, comedy, but it's a sitcom. Like you have those moments. Like even in very serious things, you'll still see them try to do the comedy, especially nowadays. And sometimes they can't even mash it up well. It doesn't work half the time. And this, I feel the comedy elements within this show, when they're doing their serious stuff, actually still can work. It does work. It doesn't take you out of the moment or anything like that. So
yeah,
poor Leonard, man.
Yeah, this is this show specifically makes me really excited for what the next reboot could be, because it's like they have all of this stuff that they can take from inspiration and mash together, but also it could lead to new and interesting ideas, like adding a Leonard type thing to the show, or again, I'll keep saying this. I really want to meet Grandpa's sisters.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like even as like we watched the Rob Zombies movie and stuff, there's a lot of stuff as we watch the Munsters Today that it feels like he pulled from this show more so. I don't know if he did like on purpose, or it was just what happens when you are adding to the lore or something, that these same things come up. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna say it is, but I'm not gonna say he did that. But you definitely see a lot more similarities with this show than the original show with his movie, I would like, in general. So I hope that doesn't piss anybody off, but it's true. There's a lot more things, especially the way some of the characters act and everything like that.
Oh, Lily specifically.
Oh yeah, definitely Lily. Yeah. Yeah, so that's my hot take for that, I guess.
Yeah, no, I absolutely believe he not only pulled from the original, but this and the '90s movies.
Yeah.
I fully believe that, and it will probably never happen, but I wish so bad that we will eventually get to speak to him and find out,
If he's even seen the show or anything like that.
oh, like dude, you sent me that interview where he grew up watching sitcoms at the exact time this show was airing. Like that was his thing to do all day long, was watch this type of stuff. There's no way he didn't see this.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, put that back up. I got a question.
Uh-oh.
For audio listeners, if you haven't checked out our YouTube video versions yet, Myke has been doing this cool thing lately where he takes the episode title and makes these nice little banners above. My question is, why is it poop brown?
Trying to remember why this one is. Hold on.
Like, why? What?
It was taken from Leonard's one of the shots of Leonard. The color grab.
It doesn't look like bone. And with the slimy bits, it resembles something else.
Well, you know what? It looks cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, that wraps up my thoughts on this episode. It was enjoyable. I loved it. And now this is kind of a quick one for you guys. But
good.
Unfortunately, I got some stuff going on that's unavoidable in my house today. So
definitely did. So what are we talking about next week, dude? Or next time, whatever.
Next time we be talking about It's a Baby, which
Marilyn's pregnant.
I'm gonna say it is well, close. I was gonna say it's the class in high school where you have to take care of a doll.
Or like a little egg or something.
Yeah.
Nah. I think it's gonna be Herman hears something and assumes Lily's pregnant again. Kind of like how we did before.
Oh, in the original show?
Yeah. Where he thought like the little robot Frankenstein was his other
child.
son.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be something like that. Or Grandpa's gonna overhear it and assume that they're having a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's gonna be somebody overhears Marilyn talking on the phone. And then there's going to be these deep, somber moments of like, talking to Marilyn about. I wonder if they do talk about sex with the kids.
Oh God, is this going to be the talk episode?
The talk episode, but really, it turns out it's like her friend or something.
Because they do the art. TV back then was known for getting into serious stuff like this. I mean, Sanford and Sons literally have, I believe it was Sanford and Sons, literally have an episode where a child suffocates in a fridge.
The George Lopez show, the original one, did the same stuff. They talked about it like he thought his daughter was doing stuff, and it was actually somebody else in the show. I think it was his mom or something.
The one that we show with the clip of the Munsters is him talking about a life insurance policy because someone he knew has passed away.
Yeah. But yeah, they definitely do. And it's sitcoms, yeah. I mean, why not?
Yeah, that is, again, the thing I love about sitcoms is they are pretty true to life. Yeah, they have jokes and stuff in them, but they reflect what can, stuff that goes on. They tackle topics that most people shy away from.
If your life doesn't have jokes, then you're just sad.
Yeah.
You can't be serious all the time. We'll have serious moments, and then I'll just make jokes just to lighten the mood because I'm like, it's too heavy, bro.
Most of good, like I have a buddy who does not like sitcoms and says that dramas are the true TV because it captures the emotion. I'm like, a good sitcom, a true sitcom is a drama in disguise of jokes.
This is dramedy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and you'll be hard pressed to find any of the top sitcoms out there that aren't actual dramedies. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, like Full House had drama in it. Roseanne
I
had
can't wait for
drama
that
in
to
it.
get pick up.
Roseanne was great with the drama and comedy, kind of like the Munsters.
Mhm.
Like, I think Roseanne did the better job with it because they went into so many topics, to be honest,
Mhm.
with that original run. Whether you like Roseanne the
As a
person
person.
or not, the
It's
show
insane
was
how
freaking awesome.
progressive her show was.
Oh yeah, because they opened the doors for a lot of stuff on TV at the time, dude.
Mhm.
It was crazy. Um, the one I would say didn't have necessarily drama was Married with Children. Didn't feel like there was like any dramatic bits in there.
They tackle some, yeah.
There was
I'd
some
say
real
that
life
in
stuff that happened with the show where like she was pregnant in real life and she ended up having miscarriage and stuff, and they kind of wrote it out of the show
Mhm.
with it at the
What
time.
season was that, if I could ask?
I don't recall.
Okay, I'll have to figure that out.
Did they like write it in as like a dream sequence or something?
Me, I don't know.
I don't
I've never seen the
remember.
show in full. I was also thinking of Friends because I'll be honest, I have not seen majority of that show, but I don't remember it tackling many really deep topics.
Really?
Not off the top of my head, but again,
So
I haven't seen majority of it.
Friends does tackle like relationship stuff, I would say.
Mhm.
Death, not being able to have kids, so they have surrogate stuff in there. They do tackle
Yeah,
a
I
lot of
do
these
remember
things.
that. Yeah,
It's just
the one girl is helping her brother have a child.
yeah, and then it's up
CD.
like with multiple kids and stuff. Yeah. And she's like, I'll just keep one. I'm just like, wait, what?
Um, Big Bang Theory. That's a show I've seen start to finish multiple times.
Mhm.
They have some topics in there,
Yeah.
but it is very, very light. Whereas comparison to prequel show Young Sheldon, which just wrapped up this year, oh my God, does that go into like the very light, deep topics that Big Bang talks about? This show head first into it.
Right.
My God, is Young Sheldon good?
Yeah.
And they're going back to the live audience with the next spinoff, which I'm so
There's
unhappy with.
yeah. There's so many sitcoms out there. And I don't even want to that's a whole nother episode if we wanted to
Oh
talk
yeah,
about.
there's so
Yeah,
many
if you
listeners.
guys want to find some good ones and send them to us, the ones that we haven't said or anything like that, for sure.
Yeah,
Do
tell us
that.
your favorite sitcoms,
Yeah.
whether they be decades old now or modern, whatever.
Mhm.
I mean, if it's Modern Family, say it. Whatever. I know people love that. I haven't seen enough of it, but I enjoy what I've seen.
Yeah.
Like sitcoms for me specifically are kind of my escapism. I don't enjoy anything. I don't like serious stuff. I don't like horror. I don't like superheroes as well, but sitcoms are my main source of.
Mhm.
So if there's some really good ones out there, like I haven't seen Taxi yet, but I really want to.
Yeah.
Same with Cheers. I keep hearing good things about Cheers.
Yeah, I could never get into Cheers. There's a
No.
bunch of good ones out there though. Especially like older ones too, dude.
Oh yeah.
There's always some good ones. Like Grounded for Life was fun.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
8 Simple Rules. That was short but sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, send in your recommendations and let us know what you thought about this. And if you haven't seen Munsters Today, because I'm sure we have a lot of people who are remembering it from when it aired,
Right.
give us your guess for what It's a Baby is, because my mind is reeling from the possibilities.
Awesome, dude. I think that's it. Are we cashed
Yeah.
out today? I think so.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Any final words, Tivis?
I said so much.
All right, guys. Well, with all that said, we will catch y'all next time as we take another stroll down 1313.
Mockingbird Lane.
The lesson I want you to learn is it doesn't matter what you look like. You can be tall or short, or fat or thin, or ugly, or handsome, like your father. Or you can be black or yellow or white. It doesn't matter. What does matter is the size of your heart and the strength of your character.